Do we think that Dungeons and Dragons and Wizards of the Coast at large is going to respond in any way, or do you think that a fire's been lit under them due to all of the Darrington Press, Critical Role, Daggerheart announcements that came out this week? I think back just a few weeks ago before Daggerheart, well, I guess months at this point, before Daggerheart officially launched, and there were so many videos that kept popping up on my YouTube talking about the Critical Role and Daggerheart controversies, and all it was people complaining on Reddit and through videos that Critical Role wasn't doing anything to support the launch of Daggerheart, which at this point hadn't launched yet. Since the launch of it, obviously we've gotten Age of Umbra, and then just this past weekend, a whole slew of announcements. But the ones that I think really stand out, when it comes to what Wizards of the Coast as a business and their market share should be concerned about, is the fact that, of course, they have Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford, but then they also have Jen Ellis and Keith Baker coming on, and the four of them have 3 different projects that they're all focusing on. Take a look really quick at some of the announcements here. So first we have that Jeremy Crawford will be taking point on a full setting for Daggerheart inside what they're calling a hellishly terrifying genre. And Chris Perkins will be weaving tales spanning campaign frames to a wider, interconnected adventure supplement. And then there's also the announcement that Jen Ellis and Keith Baker, who are responsible for the Phoenix Dawn Command, Illimat, and the Adventure Zone storytelling game, as well as, the Ebberon setting in Dungeons and Dragons, are going to be working on a entirely new world and setting for Daggerheart. I mean, those things are massive, and I'm just curious whether we think that Wizards of the Coast or D&D, I guess, really cares all that much. I mean, they might not. They might think that they have such a large market share, and they do, that this isn't much of a worry for them. But I mean, you have a lot of the legacy creators that were, came now to Darrington Press and are doing amazing things. I mean, those names carry weight. And I really think that if there was anybody who's going to be on the fence or who didn't really care about Daggerheart, now that they see that some of their favorite creators from Dungeons and Dragons, from Wizards of the Coast, are making things for Daggerheart, it might incentivize them to at least give those things a try when they come out, right? I love the Ebberon campaign. We should go try this. And even if there are people who are like, no, Daggerheart's not for me, not even going to try it, the one thing, I think, the only thing that changes the minds of people like that is their friends being like, look, if you want to keep playing, like, this is what we're playing now. They give it a try. Maybe they still hate it. Maybe they don't. But I think that these are massive, massive wins for Darrington Press and Critical Role and Daggerheart. But what do you think?